Good evening, guys and girls. Just wanted to give an update on my Bluetooth Ammocan Boombox. I've done a couple extra things since my last video. First thing you'll notice is I have extra buttons on the top. So in the middle we have power. On the right we have the voltmeter, which wasn't on a switch last time, and then the left one actually goes to the USB charging port for your phones or your tablets or your iPods or whatever. So, and we still have the volume buttons right here. So everything is on the main switch, so the USB and the voltmeter don't work unless the main power is on, and then it will try and connect. So on the right hand side we have the voltmeter. I ran this for about 3.5 hours at work on Saturday, and it didn't get below 12.6. So you can see it's at 12.7 right now. And so I can just periodically check it and turn it off so it's not using any battery power. And then on this one we'll turn on the charging port right here. And again, it's on a switch, so if I'm not charging anything I can just turn it off. So that's the main extras on the outside. And let's take a look on the inside. Alright, so the biggest difference on the inside is I've added these kind of conduit just to kind of tie the wires up, just so they're not all kind of hanging around in there. And just added this foam in here just to add a bit of dampening. So over here we have our 3 switches right in there, and then the back of the voltmeter and the 2 volume buttons. What? I think he's trying to tell me something. Guess I better put him out. Let's go. Billy, come on, outside. Come on. There we go. Don't need their assistance right now. Alright. Back to the box. So, as you can see, we got our switches, the voltmeter, the volume buttons. This conduit right here just has the wires for the USB plug and the positive for the amp. The other side has everything else. And everything closes up nicely. These kind of work together and they kind of overlap each other. So there we have it. There's my latest additions. Fairly easy to wire up. I do have a new schematic that I quickly drew up, and we'll get to that right now. Alright, so here we have the new schematic, which now includes the USB, includes the alternative power buttons for the USB and the voltmeter, the volume up and down, the voltmeters in there. So first thing, we'll follow the negative or the ground wire from the battery will go to the ground for all of your switches, your USB, your voltmeter, and the amp. So you can see it comes along here. We got one wire that goes up to the voltmeter switch, and then we got the wire that goes up to the power switch, and then to the amp. And then right here we have the wire that goes directly to the USB, and we have a ground that goes to the USB switch, and then we have a ground that goes to the voltmeter. So everything is grounded to one place. You can run a wire, say from here to a central grounding point, and then run all your ground wires to that one point, or you can do it this way and just splice in and keep adding the ground wires. This is kind of how mine is. It's not this neat and tidy, but this is how it's wired. And then you have your positive wire that comes off the battery and then comes all the way along and goes to the positive of your main power switch. So once you flip the power switch to the on, then the power goes from the load, it goes to the positive of the USB switch, the positive of the voltmeter switch, and it goes to the positive of the amp. So with the main power switch on, now your amp will work. So if you're just going to run off your Bluetooth, everything will work just fine as it is. So then you have power going to your voltmeter switch and USB switch. Then you can flip this switch, which will give power to the voltmeter to check how many volts are in the battery. You can flip this switch, which will give power to your USB. And if you want to just kill everything at once, you can just flip the power switch or turn these ones off and then your power switch off. You could wire these on independent switches if you wished. So you could turn the USB on without turning the amp on, or you could check the battery meter without turning the power on. I didn't wire mine that way. You could if you wanted to, it's personal preference. But yeah, this is how everything on mine is wired up. So feel free, take a screenshot, copy it, wire it how you like. Again, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up down below. Leave your questions, comments also down there. And we'll see you next time.